The song The River Sang was something that I had written the music and lyrics to, and when I submitted the demo, I'm singing on the demo, and Phil said, Kansas has this tradition of having multiple vocalists. You'll hear from the early albums, sometimes Robbie Steinhardt sings a piece, and we have Billy Greer singing Summer on the last album, and it's a part of the Kansas tradition to kind of throw in this other flavor on the album. And he said, do you want to sing this one? And I didn't expect to, actually. I just kind of wrote it and submitted it as I was doing with other songs like Memories Down the Line, and so we just went with it. And we were on tour, and we were driving through these, we were down in the Southwest, I think, were we in New Mexico, where we were driving through all these dried out rivers, and just amazing mountainscapes. And I remember we were talking about, wow, the sound you'll hear when the river floods.
Is this where we found the road crew that ran out of gas?
Yeah, right before we found our road crew about to hitchhike because they ran out of gas.
They were out of gas in the middle of the desert.
But this idea that, this barren river, that if a flood comes, if a storm comes, that it would repopulate, and the sound of it rushing down would be just otherworldly.
For me, the biggest thing that I was involved in was, it's got this big old outro section where the band builds up, and there are all these solos, and things start overlapping, and it kind of builds up to this gigantic climax, and I think it may wind up being the last song on the record. And it's an unusual feel for Kansas. Like, I remember trying to mix it, and at first having a hard time getting it to sit in the same way that the other songs do, because it kind of has a different, that 7/8 groove, and it's kind of a slightly lighter groove for Kansas. But I think we've really managed to pull it together, and I think it's like a major highlight for me.
To me, it just adds so much depth to the band, not to have that, me being the exclusive singer, singing in a power tenor voice all the time, where you add, and I'm sure you did it with the harmonies on this album, where I'm singing the lead line, but then I know you had Billy sing.
We're all singing.
We're all singing and doubling these parts, and then you're taking, a blend of everybody singing individual harmony parts and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just adds so much flavor.
It does.
In that aspect, but also in the aspect of Tom singing a song, Billy singing a song, Robbie singing a song.
Yeah.
It's the depth of the band.
And I wasn't sure about this one at first, if it would be Kansas flavor, but after I wrote the song, and I was saying before, Phil had started sending us his drum beats that he was playing at home, and again, one of his beats fit perfectly into the song. So I was like, we're thinking along the same lines, we're in parallel. I'm writing this song, and then he's like, what do you think of this beat? And he hadn't even heard the song yet, and I was like, all right, we're of a mind here. I think this is gonna work. So I just kind of moved forward with it, and that was another one that we.
Yeah, that's another one that's got little loops of actually Phil at home that have been edited into
mixed into the whole.
Lightly adding, it adds a lot. It adds a lot of movement
so.
to the track. Yeah.
And one of the songs he sings lead on, and he's, as Billy said, he's a great singer. And there's just nothing he can't do well, and he's added a lot to the group. So. Yeah, the two songs that he submitted are outstanding.